So
It said that the recording would start as soon as you started sharing the screen, Diane. So I think the recording's already begun.
well, it just started just now because I just hit the button.
Uh-huh,
So,
I know.
but
I just,
I already
yep.
said this, but for those of you that are tuning in on the recording, welcome. I just talked for 10 minutes and got to record, so you missed it. I gave out all the marketing secrets of the world,
That's right.
and there's only so many people that heard it. So there you go. And you should just be devastated because I told everybody how to make $10,000 in their first month during the first 10 minutes that wasn't recorded. So there you go. What we're talking about is social media and how it came about and how I got into it and how I started 12 years ago before any of this existed. And then we're talking about blog. And I'm just showing an example of Duke's blog, Duke Romke. And look how cool it looks. I mean, it's just like really nice. And see, guys, back then blogs, let me see if one of my old ones is still around. Let's see. This one should be there, but this is not the most ugly one. No, what do you mean?
You misspelled tranny.
I missed an R. Yeah, I can't see. I should have gotten my glasses, hey? They laugh at me, but they love me.
Absolutely.
I am going to teach you something, really, I am, I promise. Okay, this is an old one, and this was actually after we upgraded them and made them fancy. I think, wait for it. Kathy, are you ready?
I'm ready.
This is so beautiful. If it's still there, it is so beautiful, it will stun you with its beauty. Isn't that beautiful?
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that a pretty blog? With the subtle color scheme to it.
Jeez.
Those 60s.
Okay. This is what blogs, well, no, it was like excuse me, not even 2000, okay? It looks like the 60s. Where's Bob? Is he here?
Yep, I
Yeah,
just
I'm here.
brought him over.
Is Bob here?
Yep.
I'm here.
Bob, it's funny, and I'm going to reveal myself and embarrass myself to you tonight, so laugh heartily. Laugh heartily. This is what the blogs used to look like, okay? This was, this was my, fabulous, incredible blog. And the funny thing is I made a lot of money with this because nobody had them back then. So today, this is mine. It's a little off-kilter because I was playing with it and doing junk with it today. Mine isn't as nice as Duke's because he spent a heck of a lot more money than me, and I'm cheap and whatever. So anyway, blogs came around. What? That's just me. I'm a coupon queen. So blogs came around, and then streaming audio came around, and then YouTube was born. Okay. Now, there are several of you that are on the line. I saw, some of the different people that are here that have known me for a long time. And there are several of you that you got invited here tonight. You came down to hear the crazy woman. It's true.
Oh,
It's true.
man. I know, 4 years. I know, I've been around for 4 years.
And
Maybe I'm
hi,
a crazy
Crystal.
one.
Wait, David has to come over. Just mute you back out. David has to come over. David, are you over here? Oh, wait, he's not unmuted. Wait. Oh, Kathy, we're both doing it at the same time. You're so efficient. David, are you over here? David, is it okay for you to be over here? Maybe not.
He's being very
Maybe
quiet.
because his mic's not working. Well, he could probably hear, but his mic's not on or something. David, raise your hand. I have you over here. Raise your hand if you want to interact with us. But anyway, YouTube was born, okay? And that was really the beginning. I was using audio a lot. And if you go back and search, if you scan the internet for me, you're going to find me back in 2005 just starting to use streaming audio. And streaming audio even then was challenging because only so many people had high-speed internet. And because only so many people had high-speed internet, only a fraction of people could actually access your audio. So we used to have them on voicemails and, sizzle lines and stuff too. But see, when social media really came out and when people were able to add their own content and say what they want to say, well, it was a frenzy. And it was the same frenzy that happened a long time ago when AOL and Prodigy came out, for those of you that are old enough to remember that. You've got to know. And the frenzy back then was message boards, and everybody was in these message boards, and they were all pitching one another like psychos. It was all get rich quick and money, 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 and this and that. Everybody had a system, and I remember this. That, and there was also a lot of adult. There were two things: get rich quick or adult information. Let's leave it at that. And the internet hasn't changed that much, because there's still a lot of get rich quick, and there's still an awful lot of adult information. I don't know anything about it, but this is what I hear. So people, I don't. I'm an old married lady. Leave me alone. So people have one or two choices. And tonight what we're going to talk about, and we're only going to talk about it for about 15 minutes or so, because then I'm going to tell you guys about something that's going on in a while. The suspense is killing you, isn't it? Anyway, people, they had a choice. And Kristen can back this up. A lot of you guys can back this up. They had a choice, because for the first time in history of the world, you could get on the internet and communicate in such a way that people could hear your message 24 hours a day, 7 days a week around the world. And you could touch thousands and thousands and thousands of people. And it was and is absolutely magical. But the question became, how would you use it? And how you use it, how will it impact the rest of your career? Now, when I started using video, and when I started using audio, and when I had that really good-looking blog, I mean, this is nice. This is nice. Guys, I was a nobody. Okay, nobody had ever heard of me. Nobody knew my name. I was nobody. And there were a lot of other nobodies that figured out real quick how to use social media. The difference between me and them is what we're going to explore tonight. Now, I'm going to show you something, just real quick. This is a picture of me speaking at one of the largest events in the industry last October. I was actually up on the stage getting an award. Okay, and I didn't plan on doing this, but I just want to validate what happened to me. Okay, let's see what we got in here. I went from being a nobody, who nobody had ever heard of, to somebody that people started to hear of. And the next thing you know, I was being called by industry leaders and people asking me to teach them and help them and show them. The next thing you know, I was being asked to speak at these, this is blurry, but, speak at huge events up on the stage in front of thousands of people. The next thing you know, let's close this out and see if we can find anything else that's remotely interesting. And those of you that know my story, you know this to be true. I went from nobody to somebody, and I went from being nobody and somebody who I was earning some money because I was working in MLM and I was earning some money. I was selling stuff. But I went from somebody who was, struggling to get business every day to somebody who the money just keeps flying in and the prospects keep flying in, and I have a quote-unquote household name in the industry. Now, am I full of myself? No, because the point is that anybody can do this. Now, there were a whole bunch of other people that chose to use the media very differently than me. So what I want to do is I want to go back in time, and I want to give you guys a little overview, and I want to give you some encouragement, and I want to give you some words of caution, okay, especially because I see it going on again for the 45th millionth time. Have you guys noticed that every 6 months to a year that there's some kind of new crazy thing that's really popular on the web, that there's some new program, and everybody and their uncle is screaming about it. Now there's one right now. 3 months ago there was another one. You may know the ones I have in mind. Any of you guys, don't name them, but you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
all these different programs, and you can name the one that everybody's screaming about now, and you can name the one from 3 months ago. And Kristen and I could go back 4 years and name every single fad. And it used to be funny because I remember Kristen and I, we get aggravated. We'd be like, why are they doing that? What are they doing? We'd say, don't people see what's going on? You know, we'd be over here, you know, up on our mountain hill of nirvana, you know, showing people how to do this stuff. You know, we're like, we're going to show you. And the guy over there is going, get rich quick. And, of course, where do people go to get rich quick? Okay?
Of course.
People will always go to rich quick for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And, Kristen, you remember, we'd be on the phone. I remember.
Yep.
We don't really do that anymore because the reality is that once you've seen it long enough, it's stupid. You know it's going to go away. So you have a choice. And I want to warn you, and I want you to think about this. When you get going with your business, there is and I went through this, so I'm not saying this is you. I'm saying this is all of us. There is a desperation for leads and sales. Okay, there is a desperation. I have to get people, quote unquote. I have to get people. How do I get people? I want to get people. If I don't get people, I'm in trouble. I have to get people. Now, I won't ask you to raise your hands, but I want you to nod your head right now, sitting in your house. I won't know if you are, but I want you to nod your head if you thought that. We all have. And I remember that's why I was desperately out in the middle of the night hanging up signs on phone poles, because I had to get people. Okay? And you can get people in a lot of different ways. But here's the rub. If you get people on a low level with a low-level offer and a low-level philosophy, what do I mean by that, low level? Appealing to greed, appealing to the lowest level of humanity. By the way, can you make money in that sector?
Yep.
Absolutely. But here's what happens over time. The people who had a message of leadership, and I'm scrolling back down into, these are videos. This is okay, it has 22,000 views. The people that lead with training and leadership and mindset and help for the sake of the people will always and inevitably outlast the people that are saying all the goofy stuff that you see out there. How many of you guys have seen a video or an article that is a review of a company that they have nothing to do with? They really just want to get you into theirs.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You guys have seen a video asking, is XYZ a scam? Is XYZ the real deal? Is XYZ going to work for you? And all that type of stuff. These are tactics and techniques that many people have tried over time, and some people did okay with them, and some people did pretty well with them. But over time, and this is what I want to talk to you guys about, and then I'm going to quote some people. This is not just me standing up on my, my pulpit preaching to you. Over time, what happens is the marketplace sorts through that type of information. The marketplace sorts, and people who've been around the industry long enough start to understand who's on their side, who's working for them, who's helping the industry, and who's not. Now, a couple of my favorite people that I'm going to tell you about, because I want to back this, because when you're doing your social media, if you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, if you're on Twitter, I want you to think about what you're saying and is it going to serve you in the long run. I've watched too many people shoot themselves in the foot. They'll make $10,000 or $12,000 1 month, 2 months. They think they're in heaven. They quit their jobs, and it collapses.
Mm-hmm.
It collapses. And what happens is they've destroyed their name and their credibility so much that it becomes almost impossible to recover. And they become yesterday's news. Just like all the programs that were the hot ticket this week, it seemed like everybody was in, and then all of a sudden you don't hear a word about it again. And it fades off into that good night. So whether it's a program or whether it's you and your name, you really have to be clear about what you're doing, because social media, again, the first time in history, you can get online and you can talk to the world 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and you have this access that a housewife from Connecticut can reach the world. I'm going to show you in a minute some proof. But you also have the double-edged sword that the internet remembers what you were saying and what you were doing, and even if you think you deleted it, you can't delete it, because what happens is other people pulled it. It got what we call ripped. It's on 26 different spam websites, and there's nothing you can do to erase the history of what you did or what you said.
Mm-hmm.
Now, check this out. I'll tell you guys about that in a second. My friend Gary Vaynerchuk, who's not really my friend, but I so want him to be, and I keep meeting people that know him. So I will, mark my words, within the next 2 years, I will share the platform with Gary Vaynerchuk. Write it down.
Yep.
Everybody agree with me when two or more agree. When two or more
Absolutely.
agree. Agree with me that I will share the platform with Gary Vaynerchuk, because I will.
Yes, you will.
So awesome.
Is that Michelle?
Yep.
It is.
I miss you.
Hey.
Guys, if you don't know Gary Vaynerchuk, first of all, go over and find him on Facebook. Okay? Go find him. Okay? And he has a great book. Go Crush It. And when I read, and he has another one called Thank You Economy, but read Crush It. When I read Crush It, I had a tear in my eye, because Gary had done exactly what I did. Okay, exactly. I was behind him. I wasn't as big as him. I had kids. I was in a different life place. But he built it the way I built it. He did it the way I did it. And in a flash, I knew that I wasn't crazy. Okay, I knew I wasn't crazy when I read his book. This guy went from a guy who was hauling boxes in his father's liquor store to one of the highest paid branding and marketing and positioning consultants in the world. New York Times bestseller, speaks at all the biggest events. He went from a guy hauling boxes in the back of his father's liquor store to one of the highest paid consultants in the world on TV shows. I mean, there's clips of him on every TV show. Yeah, he's on Ellen and Good Morning America and the Today Show and Conan O'Brien and everywhere.
Conan, the first one he appeared on. I think
right? So.
It was Conan. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I think so.
And within 18 months of doing that, he was on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's just insane.
So the guy went from being a little guy that was doing this stuff. He got on the internet, figured out that he could use social media. He started up a blog and he started a YouTube channel. And the next thing you know, he's on TV, he's here, he's there, he's all over the place, and now people beg him to come. I think they said his fee was $50,000 just to do a speech plus travel and expenses. Okay? This is the miracle of social media. This is the magic of social media. And what I want to tell you guys is that you have this is what took the little housewife from here to the big stages. Okay, this is what took the housewife from mopping floors in a supermarket to keep her dream alive to being, I'm speaking in England, I'm speaking here, and I'm speaking there. Great, Diane, you're so great. No, it has nothing to do with me. It has to do with a thought process of reaching out to people, meeting people, serving people, sharing with people, helping people, that everybody in this industry is missing the boat about because they're all busy trying to make some piece that's going to close people.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's so busy signing up people, trying to sign up people, that they're never going to sign up any people. And people like me, we send out one email, we can sign up as many people as we want. And why do I get so passionate? Because I want to convince you that there is a better way. I want to convince you that you can and should use video. But don't sit and sell. Sit and help educate. Do you sell weight loss? Help the people. Show them how it works. Show them what can be done. Share success stories. Inspire them. Move them. Do you sell, my audio connection's been lost.
Hey, you're good.
You're good. You're good.
Yep, we can hear you.
Popped up a little thing. You know, do you sell travel? Show the dream of Disney World for their kids. Talk about options. Become a travel critic. Make videos inside a hotel room. Show people, you know, become the force in your field. You can do this, and then what happens is you become the only logical choice for people to go to. When they're ready to buy, when they're ready to sign, when they're looking for guidance, they will instantly think of you. Now somebody's thinking, well, there's 10 million reps in my company. How can I differentiate myself? How did I? Hello? Brendan Burchard. Now if you were here a couple weeks ago, I did a whole webinar about is the face of the internet about to change? And if you missed it, you can catch it on my blog. By the way, guys, sidebar, and we only have, I don't know, a few more minutes left. Facebook.com/ your statements or a shout out, you want to say hi or whatever, please put them over here. We're not going to use the little tiny box. It's hard for me to see. Definitely, although this thing works different now. They changed it on me. See what happens? They always change it on you.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have anything, it'll show up here, and I can take a look at it and answer your questions. Shard. Okay, when I did the webinar about is everything that you know about the internet marketing about to change, it was based upon these two guys, okay, among others, because I'm seeing others and others. And before I talked about Brendan, I want you to know that 3 billion new people are going to come on the internet in the next several years. Not million, billion. I want you to understand how vast and how huge the marketplace is. I want you to understand the opportunity that you have at your fingertips. I want you to understand that you could start today. I had a conversation with somebody today who I love dearly, and they said something to me about the fact of, well, what am I going to teach anyone? And I beat their butt. Because every single one of you that is on this now knows stuff that people would love to know. They know stuff, you know stuff that would help another person. And if you would stop being self-centered, people, and you would lay down what you know. Why am I here tonight? Not here to sell you nothing. I'm here to help you. If you would lay down what you know, video, audio, writing, whatever, instead of writing posts that are full of the right keywords. Again, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with learning SEO. You should. It's good. But if you're moving from an emphasis of I got to get people instead of I got to help people out, are you making the right decisions with your social media, or are you spinning your wheels and wasting your time? Because you see, I still get phone calls every day from people who found one of those videos from 2007, 2008, and 2009. And I still get phone calls and emails from people every single day that go, that helped me so much. And I still get those videos out to people and go, hey, here's a video about that thing you need help with. I still get phone calls and letters and emails from people every single day thanking me for laying down what I know. Am I special? No. I've just been around for a long time. I'm no smarter than you. I just have more experience. I want you to write that down. Nobody's any smarter than me. have some more experience. And what you got to grasp about that is there's people behind you that have less experience than you. If you would just start to shine the light for these people, they would all line up, and guess what? Then you would get people. Brendon Burchard talks about market position. And in fact, Michelle, if you want to say anything or jump in on any of this, because I know you're studying his stuff now, position. And I might not be using the right term that he uses, but he's explaining to us. Brendon's just an ACT pro, and I have one of his courses. Ed has one of his courses. Michelle does. Who's like walking on creaky floorboards or something?
That's Michelle.
Oh no! Oh no!
She's in her closet. She's in her closet.
I am.
She's hiding from the kids.
Can you blame her? Michelle's got 5 kids bantering around, and she still comes to the webinar. She's a crazy girl. And you know why Michelle does? Because she wants to help people. You know why Michelle gets on her Facebook every day and has a great Facebook fan page and talks to people about their challenges with weight loss and stuff. Why? Because she wants to help people. And why does Michelle have
the video?
Yep. Yeah. Michelle, how many fans do you have in a very short period of time?
It's a little over 4,000 now, and really these 2 months.
Yeah. And that wasn't from all kinds of like hokey tactics. You didn't go to Fiverr and pay anyone to give you fans or anything like that.
Oh no! In fact, I had never heard of that until somebody asked me about it, and I said no. The only thing I've paid for was some Facebook ads, but people came and they stayed because I interacted, I listened, I helped. Yeah,
It's
and
really
once I put
powerful.
video, once I put video up, somebody said, "Oh my goodness, you're so real to me now."
Here, watch this, guys. I want to show you something. So Michelle, this is Michelle's Facebook page. Michelle is constantly putting stuff to help people. And she is fast growing this base of people that absolutely love her. And she's becoming to them the only logical choice for supplement. Okay, she's in an MLM and she sells supplements. And they love her because she's real. And they love her because she shares her experience. And they love her because she's not a Barbie doll. She's just, you know, a mom of 5 who's talking about what every woman goes through. And it's powerful. And that's why people like me. Some people don't like me because they want me to be all fancy and businesslike, but the reality is that's not who I am. I'm just a mom and a woman and somebody who loves marketing and wants to show other people how easy it is to make money from home. And that's all I do all day long is talk to people about what they could do to make money from home, how to help them without an agenda. I just spent a half an hour on the phone with a woman. She's been in MLM for many, many years, top producer, 6-figure earner, and her husband fell ill. And she has to take care of him, and she's desperately looking for ways to keep her business alive by using the internet because she can't travel anymore. So did I tell her, no, I'm sorry, you have to sign up with me or I can't talk to you? No! Chris is laughing, but people would, right?
Yeah, how crazy does that sound? Sorry, pay me first and then maybe we'll talk.
Well, this is like a woman who has served thousands of people. And if I can be of assistance to her, rock it. I get calls from top leaders like that all the time because things happen, things change, and so on. But in any case, let's get you clear on this. Brendon Burchard teaches about market position. And you see, that's how you explain an anomaly like me. Okay, that's how you explain all of us that are, you know, standing here leading the way. See, over time, the fads and the different junky things will fall off. And he trains you that you want to, especially now because everything's about to change because everything on the internet is going to be based upon your interaction. You see, all the stuff that people work really hard on will change. And we saw it this week. Facebook fan pages change. And one of my poor guys in the group, he just finished setting up all his stuff, and he's asking me to test it. And I was like, you know that at the end of the month that's going away, right? And he was like, what? It was. I felt bad for him.
I did too.
Here's what never changes. when you interact with people, when you meet people, when you have relationship with them, when you serve them. You know, in fact, it was funny. Gary, he did this show about wine for years, the Thunder Show, and he never wanted to be about selling the stuff. So he never carried more than a case, or I think 2 cases, he says, of that particular wine. And when it sold out, the ones that, and he would always tell the truth. He would either say he loved it or he'd trash it. I mean, he'd always tell the truth. If he didn't like it, he didn't like it. And he'd always tell the truth. And if people wanted to buy it, he would never have enough to really sell them much. And he would have to tell them to go order it from your local wine store or whatever. And he wanted to do it on purpose because his purpose was not to get them. His purpose was to serve them. And his store went from, I don't know the numbers, somebody can look it up, but it went from like 3 million in sales to 50 million in sales. You know, something crazy, like some exponential number. You guys can look it up. I don't want to exaggerate, but it is. It's a ridiculous number. And it was because people had, and this is what you guys got to understand, an affinity. They had an affinity, a love for him, a trust for him, that they would only buy from him. They would only buy from him because he was the only guy that was real, and he didn't have his nose up in the air, and he wasn't snooty, and he wasn't this. Over the years, all I've done, because I don't know all this fancy-dancy stuff. In fact, I run with a group in an attraction marketing system, and I'm like the moron out of all of them because they all know all this stuff, and I don't know it. I just worked on meeting, serving people, and putting out content, videos, audios, everything, every word I write wanting to leave legacy and wanting to help and serve people. And what happens over time, and this is why I really want you to think about what you're writing and what you're saying. If you're running around screaming about your company statistics and how many people got a new giraffe this week and how many people are going to, you know, I mean, my company's doing a trip to Mexico. We're guilty. Everybody's guilty. So I'm not going to throw stones at anybody. But if you are running around being a parrot screaming about all this junk, I love the people that are always like, if you're looking to earn 6 figures from home, get with me. You know, and they're earning like $2, you know. All this stuff, get with me, get with me. You know, what happens is people are repulsed by that. If you're serving them, they develop an affinity for you. And you become the only logical choice for them to buy from.
Sorry, I heard Kathy's. Sorry.
What?
No, in the background, Kathy's cat is agreeing with you.
Oh, her cat's going and blowing. Kathy's cat is 140 in human years, and Kathy's cat says what it wants to say, and we're not gonna complain. Is she going?
Yeah, she's going and blowing over here. She's actually agreeing with you, Diane.
Yeah.
Color commentary. That's what these guys are. You know, these guys are over here, but they're all being polite. They're not used to jumping in and yelling at me.
I know. I'm
Duke's
sorry.
On it. No, it's perfect. Duke said to me the other day, "How do I know when to jump in?" I said, "Oh, you'll get to know. You'll get to know." And here's the cool part: if Kristen was bugging me, I said, "Kristen, be quiet." She went.
Shut up.
So anyway, the point is, social media is about you putting the stamp on who you are, what you stand for, and where you're going. Social media is a way for you to provide training to your team and to your potential team. Social media is the place where you make a statement about what your values are. Social media is where you show people stuff. Social media is not where you write, "Is Melaleuca a scam?" and then do a weird video going, you know, well, Melaleuca isn't a scam. It's a long-standing company. It's a very excellent company, and it may very well be the right company for you. But if you're looking for the right system, you know, all that stuff, it's just clutter. And here's what you become if you do that. Human commercial. Okay? If you are a human commercial, what do people do?
Fast forward.
Commercial. Change the channel or fast forward. Yeah, well, everything's recorded now, right?
Yep.
Literally, everything's recorded now on TV. our DVR, so they're fast forwarding. They change the channel, they fast forward. The bottom line is they don't listen to you. Do you understand that? You destroy your credibility and everything because they don't listen to you. Now, you think they don't listen to you now. Everybody's like, how do I get people to listen to me? You think they don't listen to you. See how you do. You have a chance. You have a choice. Come join our attraction marketing team. Get back with the person that invited you if you're interested in coming and working with us and learning how all of this works. Go do your own thing. It doesn't matter to me. You know, the person that invited you here. This webinar, this call, this talk is to urge you to really consider, what do you want your business to be? What do you want to stand for? Who do you want to attract? And is what you are doing likely to attract the caliber of people that you want to work with? Bob's making fun of my blog over here. He's making fun of my blog. Bob Clark. Look, I was born in 1967, so I don't remember the Partridge Family. I'm too young, Bob.
Oh, please.
So he'll get me going. Guys, this is what we're going to do now for any of you guys that want to. I hope you got the message. This is just a public service announcement because I care about you. I want you to consider where you're going, what you're doing. If you came tonight because you thought I was going to show you the tricks of social media, here's the trick of social media. Say something relevant and people will share it.
Mm-hmm.
How's that?
Mm-hmm.
Now, yes, there's this and that, and there's
Absolutely.
ways to do this and that, and you can buy a course and learn how to get your video on the front page, and absolutely. But I'm talking about for the long term, over time, saying something that means something to people and saying something that people relate to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here today because I just kept speaking from my heart. I was just coaching a client today. She did a great presentation. It was an irresistible offer. We created the whole offer, and I listened to the presentation, and she laid it out good, and she did the PowerPoints, and everything was good. The only thing missing was that she wasn't speaking from her heart. And this is what I told her to do, and this is what I encourage every single one of you to do. When you're speaking, this will sound frou-frou. The boys may not like it. I don't know. But when you're speaking, whether live, whether on an audio, whether in a video, or even when you're writing, speak from the heart, not from your wallet. Speak from the heart. And imagine the hugs that you will get from people at a future event or a future function where they hug you and they say, thank you so much. That video you did changed my life. Thank you so much. That training you did saved me a year. Thank you so much for that little tip that you gave me. It made all the difference in the world. You're going to get paid if you build a following, period. You're going to get paid if you build a following. But the question I have for you is, what impact do you want to make on people and on the world? So this is what we're doing, guys. Any of you that care to, it's up to you. I'm going to do a live radio show right now on the Home Business Radio Network with my friend Doug Fireball. I'm going over there. I'm going to be there. Doug and I are going to be going and blowing. I don't know what we're doing. I'm just showing up. He told me to show up, and he'll tell me what to say. I don't know what I'm saying. But if any of you guys would like to listen in, it's homebusinessradionetwork.com. I have 2 shows there every week. Kristen's got a show. It's absolutely incredible. If you haven't heard about it, it's free. You can listen online. You also can listen on your smartphone, so you can put it in your pocket and go on your way. Incredible training, and I'm going to go over there now, so I'm heading out. I appreciate all of you guys. I hope some of this helped. If you had a question or a comment, go to facebook.com/Diane Hochman Training and leave it there for me, and then after the radio show, I'll take a look at it. okay? And of course, get back with the person that invited you if you're interested in some of our, our logistical training, if you're interested in some of the attraction marketing training, internet training, if you want to learn how to be a true marketer, all of that. But really think about what you want your statement to be and how you want people to perceive you for the rest of your business. Think for the long run. The Little Housewife made good.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so many years later. Little Housewife made good. Don't go for the shot today. Don't go for the hit today. Not saying don't make money. But the hit today is one thing. If you can hold out and serve, the hit that you'll get will be so much bigger. It'll be beyond your dreams. And, a lot of you guys might have seen, Kristen was teasing me today. Whoops. Hello. Is everybody enjoying my typing, by the way?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
Okay, that doesn't seem to want to work. Let's go this way. Nothing seems to want to work. It's locked up. But there's some pictures on my regular Facebook profile, and they're taken because I'm on the cover of a magazine. So it is come true, and Kristen was smiling.
Let me talk about it because Diane Hockman is just being very humble, but I'll talk about it if you don't mind.
Please do.
Diane is just proof. Everything that she just said on this call is so true because she got, I think it came out yesterday or today. She's member of the month of MLSP, but the big thing is that within 6 months of joining, she made it to level 4. That's 100 people in the program signed up memberships. And, what I think that she was sharing during this phone call and what I want to share with you is she could have run around, and I was around during the time we both came onto the social media scene around the same time, didn't know each other until a few months later. And people were running around screaming exactly what she was saying people are doing again. And none of them are here today. And here Diane is 4 years later, and I don't know, you do the quick math, 100 times, $15, $20, more than that. Do the math. It's the long run, and it's your reputation and the legacy that you're leaving versus making a quick buck. And, there's one person in particular I will never forget because I remember them showing a whole lot of money in a video, and it destroyed him, and he couldn't come back from it. And, that's something really hard. A lot of money, was doing really great, and is nowhere. And look at I was teasing Diane, like she said, the Little Housewife. Look at her now. So I hope you guys take what Diane said to heart and look at what she's accomplished, and anyone can do that. It's just a matter of thinking, where do you want to be a year from now, 2 years from now? What do you want your message to be? And look at Michelle. And Michelle, I have never, met you yet. That's just phenomenal, and I commend you, and that's just amazing what you've done in a short amount of time. And I'm going to go check out your Facebook page after we get off because I want to, I just want to see what you're doing, and that's just a perfect example of what Diane was sharing, that Michelle is doing clearly is going out and helping people, and 4,000 pins in 2-3 months, that's insane. And that's exactly what Diane did. So I really, Diane, thank you for everything that you do for the industry, everything that you do for everybody else, and those of us that have stuck around. I know I can't speak from Kathy, but it's just an amazing thing to watch you accomplish all of your dreams and go for it. And you've served, and it comes back full turn. And I cannot imagine. I know you'll be on stage with Gary Vaynerchuk. I know you will, and I'm so proud
absolutely.
of you. Oh, I will.
I have no doubt.
Have to run because I have to get over there with Doug. So please come join us at the homebusinessradionetwork.com. Get with whoever invited you here. Find out about what we have going. Tell them I want to work with this group. I like this philosophy. This is the right vibe. But I am literally hanging up on this webinar right now. And I will see you guys at the radio network. Take care, everybody. Have a great night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, guys.
The organizer has ended the session, and this call will be disconnected.